The BJP and the RSS are attacking how many people in each community? By the Muslim community. I can guarantee you that the same way, so on the women's reservation bill, we are committed to that. We wanted to pass it in the last government, but some of our allies were not too happy with it, and they didn't give us the support for that bill. But I'm confident when we come to power, we'll pass that bill. I think part of the answer to your second question lies in the first question. If we empower women, if we involve women in the political system, if we give women space in the governance of the country, if we give women space in the businesses of the country, we will automatically make them safer. So I think involving them in politics, involving them in business, involving them in running the country are the way to give them. The definition of India in the Constitution is a union of states. And within our Constitution is the idea that the languages, cultures, histories of each one of our states has to be protected under the union. So what you're talking about is already incorporated in our Constitution. It's already there. The BJP and the RSS are attacking that idea that you mentioned, and also the Constitution of India. That's the fact. Now, for me personally, I understand that the Tamil language is more than a language to Tamil people. Right? It is not just a language. It is their history, it is their culture, it is their way of life. And I will never ever allow Tamil language to be threatened. Right? Because for me, threatening the Tamil language is to threaten the idea of India. Just like threatening Bengali or threatening Kannada or threatening Hindi or threatening Punjabi are all attacks on India. Right? So our strength, unlike many other countries, our strength comes from our diversity. Our strength comes from accepting that we are all different, but we can work together. And that is an idea that I'm sure you and the Congress party are protecting. Thank you. Is when we were in government, we had carried out a caste census. And the idea behind the caste census was to take an X-ray of Indian society, right? To find out what are the exact demographics of our country, right? What are the different communities? What are the different castes? How many people in each community? How many people in each caste? Because without understanding our demographics and without understanding who is who, it is very difficult to distribute wealth, distribute power effectively. So that was one idea that we had. And we've been putting pressure on the BJP to release the caste census, the numbers in the caste census. They are, of course, not doing it. And we'll continue to apply pressure. And if we come to power, we will do that. But we are committed, as the Congress party, to make India a fair place. And we understand deeply that India today, in terms of its treatment of Dalits, tribals, poor people, minorities, is not a fair place. Right? And there's many things that can be done. There is the Nyay scheme that we had, which is which was aimed at providing a minimum income to all Indians. There are ideas like Manrega. I think an increase in public education, increase in public health care. I think these are all things that can be done to make India a much more equal and fair place. I'd have to look at exactly how they're thinking about doing it. But I think one has to be very, very careful when one changes the representative structure of a country. So I'd be quite interested in understanding exactly how they've come up with the number 800 and what are the criteria that they're using. These things should not be done flippantly. India is a conversation. India is a negotiation between its languages, between its people, between its histories and cultures, and that negotiation has to be fair. Meaning, all parts of India, all the states of India should feel that there is fairness in the process of negotiation. If I see exactly how they're coming up with 800 and what is the design, then I would be able to answer whether I agree with the number 800, but I haven't seen the way they're calculating it. Yeah, but it depends how the ratios change. Yeah, it is currently based on the population, but you'll have to see how the ratios change. You know, I think the Parliament House, these are distractions. The real issues in India are unemployment, price rise, spread of anger and hatred, a crumbling education system, price of education, price of healthcare. These are the real issues. BJP can't really discuss them, so then they have to do the whole scepter thing, you know, lying down and doing all that. So, aren't you happy I'm not lying down? The best way for me to explain that is the line, Nafrat ke bazaar mein mohabbat ki dukaan. That is the best way I can say it, which is that it is felt most strongly by the Muslim community, okay, because it is done most directly to them. But in fact, it is being done to all minorities. I can guarantee you that the same way you are feeling attacked, I can guarantee you my Sikh brothers are feeling the same thing. I can guarantee you my Christian brothers are feeling the same, sisters are feeling the same thing, right? I can guarantee you the Dalit community is feeling the same thing, tribal communities feeling the same thing, right? In fact, anybody who is poor in India today, right, when he looks at the extreme wealth that a limited number of people have, in some way he feels the same thing that you feel, that what is going on? How is it that these 5 people have lakhs of crores and I have nothing to eat, right? So you feel it most because it is directed at you most aggressively. But it is a phenomena that is taking place against everybody in India, right? And you cannot cut hatred with hatred. It's impossible, right? You know that. You can only cut hatred with love and affection. And I was surprised at how easy it was to erase hatred in India. I was shocked. I didn't imagine that भाई इधर से उधर चलने से इतना असर पड़ेगा. I didn't imagine it. Right? Indian people, as you yourself have said, they don't believe in this stuff. They don't believe in hating each other. They don't believe in killing each other. This is a small group of people who have got control of the system, who've got control of the media, and who are fully supported by, you know, big money. Right? But this is not the large mass of Indian people. I can guarantee you, I walked from Kanyakumari to Kashmir I can guarantee you there are more people who believe in love and affection than hatred. Millions and millions more. So don't be pessimistic. Also, I'd like to point out another thing. This happens periodically in India. What is happening, for example, to the Muslim community in India today happened to the Dalit community in the 80s. If you went to UP in the 80s, the Dalit community, what is happening with the Muslims was happening with the Dalits there. So periodically this type of stuff happens and we have to challenge it, we have to fight it, and we have to fight it with affection, not fight it with hatred. We will do that. Please realize that there's a huge distortion. India is not what the media shows. The media likes to show, a particular narrative. It likes to promote a particular narrative. That is actually not what is going on in India, right? It was very clear to me in the Yatra. It's in the media's interest to project these things. It helps the BJP, right? So don't think that everything you see in the media is the truth. And as a young person, your country needs you, right? And your skills and your energy will be very useful to your country. So if you feel like going back, do go back and help out.